Hi, welcome again to our pregnancy video series. Today I am actually really excited because we've got Azure Campbell here with us, and she's going to be helping us to understand a little bit more about doulas and also essential oils. So you see some lovely stuff all in front of us. We're going to get into that, but first, you know, actually the term doula wasn't really around when I was having my first two kids. As you know, they're 14 and 13 now. And I didn't hear of doulas. It certainly wasn't ever offered to me as a, thing to do or use. Or I did hear of the term midwife at the time, but that also with the hospitals wasn't a huge popular choice when I was going through the whole experience. So now doula, explain to us, Azure, what is a doula?
Great question, and one I actually ask myself still every day. The Greek translation indicates it's a woman who serves. Right. So a woman who takes on the role of doula can really be anything from someone who does some light housework. They can do childcare, food preparation. But the majority of us in North America think of ourselves as a birth, prenatal, and postpartum support person.
Okay.
And this is what attracted me personally to the role. I myself, during my first pregnancy 4 or 5 years ago, did not know the word doula. For me, it was a big transition just to go with a midwife.
Right.
During my childbirth education, I heard the term and felt there was no need for that in my life. During my second pregnancy, I sought out a doula.
Oh.
I sought out a doula. And it was a phenomenal experience, totally different. I did not think at the time I was going to become one. But actually going through the process of my postpartum with my second child, I experienced slight postpartum depression, loneliness that wasn't quenched, as well as a bit of a seasonal, mood disorder. Right. And I dove into the doula education program, again, not intending to really do it. Right. I wanted to just learn about doula, the art of doula. And from there, it's been sort of writing a new history for me and setting a new path, because I've now found with doula other tools that I can use to incorporate to support a woman who is going through labor, and that's where the oils and the nutrition came in.
Wonderful. Okay, so doula, you probably have heard of it now. I hear it a lot more often, which is great, and so we're understanding it's someone who is here to support. What are the real benefits of having a doula with you? And we'll get into more when and all that, but what are the benefits of it?
Well, there are many, and I'm learning them with every birth that I attend. There's definitely a reduction in laboring time, without question.
Well, that's a good one.
Yes.
I don't know if I mentioned in the previous videos, but my first one was 26 hours.
Oh my.
Yes, and very traditional hospital kind of scenario, so not the most fun. Second one was definitely faster, but still, the faster the better, I think.
Definitely. And I think that was the major thing, the speed of your labors and your speed into transition. You would find it could be for one reason. Maybe the doula offers you some great pain reduction measures that are very gentle and simple, or maybe brings a sort of balance to your support partner, whether it be daddy or someone else. But that really seems to make a difference in the laboring woman, her comfort and her ability to go ahead and become a passenger vessel to bring her baby. Hi, Cayman.
This is Azure's daughter, Cayman. She's testing out a lot of our essential oils today, and she wants to come in to just check out frankincense, which we will be talking about later for sure. And she's got some yummy crackers there for us.
Yes, Cayman. Thank you. The other thing I found goes hand in hand, working with a doula, if you want to avoid using an epidural. During the 11th hour, you may change your mind. I know I did. I know that a lot of mothers do. But with me, with my second child, having that doula there reminding me of my initial desires was key. Right. She was able to stay in her left brain while I entered into what I call my right. I was not prepared to deal with questions and concerns. So that was just...
I can definitely say with both... I'm trying to remember now. with both, I had the epidural, did I? I'm actually don't know if I did with my son. I think there might not have been enough time in the end because it was a faster one, but definitely with my daughter I did. And, you know, looking back, I kind of have some regrets with it. But I definitely, with this one, am intending to go epidural free.
For sure. And also that is kind of a part of the conversation you have with doula. The doula can talk you through your birth plan. And not only will the doula indicate whether or not, or have you indicate whether you want to use an epidural or not, she's also very, very knowledgeable about the fact that things can change.
Right.
So, for example, I got to a point in my career where I thought, I don't want to assist women who want to electively choose epidural, but I've since rethought that through. I may not have the answers for someone, but I can't determine what someone's going to want or need. So if I can just best support her. And doulas are ideal for people who want to strive for a natural birth. That's what we're trained to do, is to help them, you know, really make it through those times that are challenging, where their energy is low, you're frustrated, maybe you're in a lot of pain. So that's what our skills are. So if you hire us for an elected cesarean with full epidural, we're standing in the corner of the room doing that.
Right. And it makes a lot of sense because I think, as you were saying, once you're in that moment, and if it's your first especially, you are focusing a lot on the pain and the different things that you don't know when it's going to end.
That's right.
It's like, you feel like this is going to go on forever. So to have someone who has a calmer mind with them, that they are able to say that this will end, it certainly, I can see the benefit of that. And the husbands, unfortunately, or the partners that are there to support you, are often feeling the need to just really want to give you whatever you need. You say epidural, they're going to give you the epidural. So
and make it a big issue. So sometimes what I found, just my presence, just being there, just having Daddy know that I'm there to field some of the questions or some issues when he may be feeling a little not quite ready. But typically, I just find my presence being there, it boosts their confidence, and I'm rarely as bedside as I thought I would be. I'm actually a little bit more of an observer, which has been great. My oils do most of the work for me, so that's where I sort of get in there. But I'm able to do that very quietly in the background and not distract.
Wonderful. Okay, so we're understanding that having a doula present can, reduce the time of labor. It can help to reduce pain, because of different pain management techniques, and also avoiding, or let me say, having as natural a birth as possible. So that's wonderful. But my question is it just really for first-time moms? Because I know with my first pregnancy, it was really, really new. Second time around, I already did a lot of things differently. I was much wiser, much calmer. I had already been through it. I knew I could survive. So is it more of a first-time mom kind of thing?
I immediately assumed it would only be.
Right.
I myself hired my doula for my second more out of curiosity. And I had developed a friendship with this doula.
Right.
So I was more than happy to have her there. She helped me understand how a doula could be of incredible help, especially to a busy mother of existing children with an existing family, because she was able to blend right into my home and step in and do a dish or strip a bed or even calm my son, my 3-year-old son at the time, to sleep.
Right.
So that was pretty big. As well, it really, I think all women need a doula, truthfully. It's like saying, do all women need someone who cares in the room?
Right. Okay. That's a good way of putting it. Yes.
And when I'm not actually applying a washcloth to the mother's head, I'm actually just reminding Daddy to, or maybe assessing, is it time,
You've made a very good point
pictures,
there. There's a very good point. Sorry that you just triggered in me. This is my third, but it's my hubby's first.
That's right.
So, he's the first time dad, and, he doesn't necessarily, he definitely doesn't know what I'm going to be going through exactly, other than the fact that, yes, he is a fire captain.
Oh, yeah.
So he's seen things happen, but he doesn't like seeing those things happen because it's always been the emergency
Yeah, he's
stuff.
typically called for emergencies.
Exactly.
Where
So
we are usually present when with non-emergencies, mainly.
Right.
We don't see a lot of emergencies. We can, however, and we're okay with that. We're not medical people, so we just get to take that role of best friend for the day,
right?
Or girlfriend, buddy, whatever you want to call us. Support to the mother, and what I've found is just being the calm one in the room. Even when I'm panicking inside, I just try to be calm for the sake of the people who have invited me to join them in this moment. Right. So a lot of them will look to me to sort of assess, are things okay? That doctor just told us something, but what do you really think, Azure? Right. And I will be very honest. I will be very honest, but I also have learned that I do hold back a lot of information that they don't need to hear right then.
So that's kind of a good segue for what I wanted to also know is, how does a doula interact with the husband or the partner that's there? Are they working together? How does it work? How does the husband partner feel about your presence there?
Well, what I loved about that, I went through the process of educating myself as doula and learned, typically we would give 2 prenatal visits, be available for the labor, for the birth, from beginning until the end, uninterrupted, and then provide 1 postpartum visit. Second time moms, though, typically are a little more aware, and they know they would prefer maybe 2 or 3 postpartum visits and no prenatals.
Right.
So that, I know you would understand why.
Right.
Perhaps you need the help afterwards.
Yes.
Time to shower, little nursing or lactation support.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Well, with most mothers, I find that during the interview stage, we're able to identify what type of father we're working with.
Right.
And the father, believe it or not, the mother is usually overly concerned about his well-being. Right. So they'll say, I'm really scared he's going to faint. I'm really scared he won't be able to last. It's never been the case. The dad is always way better, better prepared. Yeah. But what I do is just try to create a comfort level. That's it. Right. I'm not trying to teach him all of my tricks on the spot. I will let him know that I'm going to step in and encourage him to provide hands-on support to his wife or partner at the time, but I don't try to pass on a lot of knowledge before then. When they are comfortable, when mom and dad are feeling more comfortable, I then am not the issue. I'm not the third person in the room. Instead, I blend into the background, and Daddy often does not turn to me because I found having mom in a position where she's feeling supported, builds confidence. Dad then sees that confidence and then is just in a position to encourage it. Be there for her. Right. Yeah. And when Dad needs to take a break, I will actually tap him out and say, you need to go get some food. Because I'm paying a little more attention to the time.
I think that is a wonderful bonus for the guys who are there or the partners who are there. Because you don't know how long it's going to be. And, I know me going through it, I don't want to be by myself. Yes. There's that, I don't want to be by myself in that room.
But what's more important, Roseanne, you may know that you don't want to be by yourself, but you may also know that you don't want to be talked to. Yeah. And that was me. I didn't want conversations, to be humored, entertained, chit-chat. No. So I knew the type of birther I was by my second birth. I knew I went internal and quiet, and my doula respected that and read my signals. So there's very little communication happening actually there. Right. Yeah. Okay. And so and that is the key role of the doula, to understand everybody is unique and different. So that's wonderful. So what about with the hospital staff? How does the interaction work there? Are they open to doulas being present? Because first of all, maybe I should backtrack here. It's okay for doulas to be in hospital, because I always thought also it was more home birth stuff. So we're going to kind of maybe cover a few things in this question here. Right. I just thought of that. Yeah, absolutely. I think in the past we would think of a doula in a home birth setting only. But today, because of the nature of our medical care, especially here in North America, the hospital staff is very, very welcoming of the doula. Right. I was surprised. I thought I would be explaining more what a doula is. Not at all. I think the doctors knew, even by what I was wearing. I wasn't wearing a uniform, but they knew who I was. So right away they'd say things like, do you mind grabbing some warm blankets? So I assumed I was just being clumped into that birthing team, team of professionals by association. So they've been great, very welcoming. In fact, they even have called me into the hall to talk to me about how to move the mother along or what kind of options. Yeah, it's been really nice to be included in those conversations. I haven't had any resistance yet. So far, I think that where we are in terms of our, models of care, because they are so blended between allopathic and alternative, and things are really coming. If you think about it, midwives, how are they accepted in hospitals? You speak to them today, they're very well accepted. They work very well with doctors, physicians, obstetricians, and we're just finding the same. Okay,
well that's good to know, because as much as there are a growing number of women that want the home births, certain circumstances might indicate that you need to be hospital birth, and there are just moms or the dads that really prefer that route as well, which is kind of more my case, I guess. But I'm open to all options.
Oh, I think the biggest segment of my business will be women opting for or indicating a preference for a hospital birth with a home-like feel. They want to labor naturally. They want
nice.
Yeah, so,
I like that.
So that's what I really aim to do.
Okay, that's great to know that that's what the doulas can help accomplish there, because that's right. Even if you are in that environment, it can still feel a little less sterile.
Gosh,
I mean, I won't go into the details of my first, and second one was much better. So first, okay.
I know when you start to get in there.
Release. The
doulas.